Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to WTV live stream as we are here for a Colonial Conference matchup between the Lindenwold Lions and your West Effort Eagles. I'm joined tonight by my partner, Joe Panchella. Joe, what are you excited to see tonight?
Hey, another Colonial Conference matchup, home against a very good Lindenwold team, a Group 1 team sitting at 10-6. I mean, what more could you ask for at this time of year? Bringing in a team that's competitive and looking to push us to our brink, and we're looking to do the same to them. Both teams trying to climb the ranks in the PowerPoints and getting ready for a playoff run.
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at this Lindenwold team, you got to look at number 24, Tazir Canny. I mean, a junior tearing it up as we're about to tip off here. Eagles win the tip. Radcliffe bringing it up the floor. Out to Araldi for three. Bang! Eagles start off hot with a three from Araldi.
That could be big for Araldi here tonight. Hitting one early like that could really open up his game. And great call, Ian. I did not realize Mr. Canny was wearing 24 tonight, I believe, to honor the late, great Kobe Bryant. He normally wears number 0.
Yeah.
I thought you had it wrong there for a second, but well done. Way to be on top of that.
Thank you. Yeah, tragic what happened to Kobe Bryant, and good to see that people are honoring him as he deserves, as he inspired many people on and off the court.
Absolutely. A lot of great stories about him. That'll be Baji to the line for 2, attacking early.
Yeah, he's been having a great season so far. Hurt for a little bit, but he's back now, and he's definitely making a difference.
I know he's hungry to get back after it. I know he wasn't feeling 100%, but you can tell these past couple games he's really starting to trust it again. He's feeling comfortable, and I know Coach is looking to get him some more minutes and get him back in his rhythm.
Definitely, as he hits both there, and the Eagles lead 5-0.
It's the exact start the Eagles needed. Hoping the Eagles can play a similar style defense that they did on Tuesday against Gateway. It was absolutely suffocating.
As Eddie Nagini gets the roll.
Just a casual 6'7", 200-pounder, moves well. I know he's a big rebound guy.
Yeah, he's listed at 6'7", but I mean, from here he looks taller than that. He's a big human being.
I'd have to agree with you there, and like I said, I saw earlier when they were just messing around warming up, he was barely jumping to dunk the basketball. Big-time wingspan, great pass from Iraldi.
Rebound Lindenwold. Canny taking it up the floor. And a foul called on the Eagles.
Ooh, looked like a jump ball to me as Burrell was all over it. But
yeah,
like I've said to Gavin, we're not here to call the play-by-play on the officials. We're here to call the game, so we're going to let them do their job. And looks like it's going to be Lindenwold ball coming in.
Canny drives in, shoots, no good. Rebound, Baji. Araldi taking it up the floor. Radcliffe drives. And an offensive foul called on Radcliffe.
Oh, man.
I didn't like that.
Hey, that's all right. We're going to keep battling through it here. Let everybody settle in. But let's just hope we see that both ways. If they're going to call that check and push off, then we'll hope to see it from both sides here.
Definitely. The Lions moving the ball out to Canny. A shot from Ibrahim Dow. Araldi pushing it up the floor. Pass to Baji. His shot is no good. Rebound Lions. Canny taking it up the floor.
Looked like Lindenwold got a piece of that shot right there from Baji.
Yeah. A shot, no good. Rebound Baji.
Yeah, that's his 3rd or 4th of the game right there. But turnover at midcourt.
Canny driving, puts it up. No good. Rebound Lindenwold.
You knew it was going to be a battle down low tonight. And
Yeah,
you can see both teams fighting for rebounds.
Good hustle there by Canny. He kicks.
No, Murph, I thought Kenny was a senior. He's a junior.
Yeah, he's in my grade and already had about 1,500 points, which is insane.
I was checking out some of his numbers. Very, very impressive, and I know he plays some tough defense as well. I've seen he's had multiple games with 5 or more steals. I believe he's even had a triple-double this year, and one of those stat lines was with 11 steals.
Wow.
So you know he's active on both ends.
Yeah, definitely. As McEwen puts up a shot, and it's good.
Ooh.
Nice touch there from McEwen.
And that's exactly where he needs to live. That's his strength right there. Keeping it simple, living down low. Love that he's getting involved early.
Absolutely. As there's a trap at the top of the key. Lindenwold driving, kick, and turnover. Eagles ball.
That's what we're going to need right there. You knew this was going to be a back-and-forth game. Got to keep playing fierce defense.
Definitely. As the Eagles will inbound. Araldi at the top of the key. Eagles looking for some offense here early.
Again, what I saw Tuesday night from the Eagles that was awesome was the way the ball was touching everyone's hands on the floor. They kept it hot all night, and I hope to see the same here. You know, obviously against a more competitive team, but they were very, very productive Tuesday night making that happen.
Absolutely, and it seems like it's definitely working for the Eagles, as didn't start the season how they wanted to, but definitely picked it up, as I believe they're on a 7-game winning streak now.
Yeah, that's what I had it at as well. I think we were sitting at 3-4.
As Burrell.
And it was just great to see the team work through some of that adversity, not pointing fingers, and then, you know, all of a sudden 3-4 turns into 10-4 and sitting at the, 5 or 6 seed in the playoffs with still 2 games that'll count, being this one and one more on Sunday against St. Augustine.
Yeah, which is huge. That St. Augustine game, win or lose, will give them many power points and hopefully push them up to the 4 seed, which will give them 2 home playoff games.
Which would be great for the Eagles. That was Canny there for 3. Ball looked like it popped in and out, but it ended up falling for him.
As McEwen pulls up, no good. Rebound Lindenwold.
They're looking to push
Campbell
the floor.
brings it up the floor. Shot by Dow, no good.
Ooh, looked like over the back there, but Eagle basketball, 9-7 Eagles, 3:23 to go in the first.
Yeah, close game here early. As Jayon White checks into the game. Great defender for the Eagles. Definitely an ally.
Absolutely. Spoke a lot about him on Tuesday. Fast feet, quick hands, very active, loves that role.
As Araldi's getting trapped. Pass to McEwen. Back out to Araldi. As Araldi drives, kicks to Wilson. Wilson pulls up, and it's good.
Ooh, gets the floater. Love that look from Burrell Wilson right there.
Great touch, great move. As the Eagles lead 11-7 now.
Burrell really, really coming on strong for the Eagles as of late.
Canny for 3, no good. Good box by Burrell Wilson. And it'll be Eagles basketball as a foul is called on Canny.
I didn't know which direction they were going to go right there. MJ was hoping for it, and the ref let him know, I'll make the call there. I've got no problem with that.
Yeah.
MJ is the speaking captain on the floor there, and he'll make sure he takes note of that. And 4-point lead for the Eagles.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been talking about Canny all night already, and he's already got 2 fouls, so that'll be good for the Eagles.
Absolutely. Have to keep the pressure on him.
As a walk is called on Baji, and it'll be Lindenwold basketball.
Talking to Coach McEwen earlier, he had, speaking about Mr. Canny and the year he's having, and he said, Joe, he's going to get his points. We just got to make him earn it. And the Eagles are doing a good job of that early on, making him shoot off balance, shooting some threes, not getting to the rim right now. So great job early on from the Eagles. But, man, does he stay active.
Absolutely. I mean, the mindset's got to be don't let him beat you. Let him work as a team. Ibrahim Dow hits a three. Eagles lead by 1 here late in the first quarter. Oh, turnover by the Eagles. Lindenwold pushing up. Pass to Canny, and it is good. Lindenwold takes the lead, and a timeout by the Eagles.
You knew it was going to be a back-and-forth basketball game. Got to be able to handle the runs. The Eagles definitely need to cut down on the turnovers early here. This is not the type of team you want to turn the ball over in transition.
Definitely a dangerous team in transition. A lot of athletes on the floor. And, yeah, got to slow the game down.
But the Eagles are getting good looks on the offensive end, and they have to feel good about that. And like you said, you got Canny with 2 fouls early. You know, a lot of the things they talked about before this game are playing out how they want. Now they just got to settle in and grind this thing out.
Definitely.
I got to believe this will be a back-and-forth basketball game all night.
Yeah, definitely expected a close one tonight with the talent of both teams.
As you and I were talking about before the broadcast, Lindenwold, maybe their biggest signature win of the year coming this past Tuesday as they knocked off Colonial Conference foe Sterling by 18 points. A team that we lost to by 2 or 3 earlier in the year, but we'll get another crack at. That's another turnover for the Eagles.
Yeah, as Canny misses, rebound Lindenwold, and a foul on the Eagles as Lindenwold will keep it. And yeah, like you were talking about, that was a surprising loss for the Eagles. I mean, Sterling definitely has talent on the floor, but thought that was a pretty much given win. But definitely will get another crack at them.
Absolutely, and you know, the audience here has heard me say before, Colonial Conference basketball, not a lot of easy games on the schedule. You don't even have to look for a ton of tough opponents out of your conference because of how tough the conference is.
Definitely, and I mean, the Eagles with 4 losses, 3 of them being within the conference to Haddonfield, Haddon Heights, and Sterling, the other one being to very talented Camden team.
Yeah, who just recently took over the #1 ranking in the state of New Jersey, also ranked nationally. I think everybody in Group 2 South knows that that's the monster that's going to be waiting.
Yeah, definitely the team to beat as Araldi gets fouled and will go to the line for 2.
Getting chippy early.
Yeah, 8 fouls already here in the first quarter. Definitely a good amount.
Number 3, Campbell, looking to get into MJ's head there. I love tough physical play from both ends. Got no problem with it as long as they keep it clean.
Absolutely. As Araldi takes it out to the top. He drives, kicks it to Wilson. Back out to Cranmer for 3. No good. Baji with the rebound. Great hustle there.
Anto doing the little things right now for the Eagles, trying to get back in his rhythm.
As Cranmer has it at the top. Handoff to McEwen. Eagles moving the ball at the top here. As Wilson drives, he'll kick out to Cranmer for 3. No good. Rebound. It'll stay with the Eagles. A lot of contact there on that rebound.
Hey, but love the handoffs, love the ball movement. That's a great look for Carter in the corner there. Those will fall for him later. Like that the Eagles are getting that look.
Definitely. He's had a great year, especially shooting.
Absolutely, and then he plays solid on defense. He'll take the charge for you. He likes doing it all.
He loves charges.
And that's what this team needs right now. Everybody accepting a role and doing their job.
Definitely. As Wilson has it at the top here. Moves it to Baji for 3. No good. Rebound Lindenwold.
Looking to push again. This team really likes to get up and down the floor. Great challenge from Burrell.
As a rebound, and it goes in for number 3, Eric Campbell. As Lindenwold leads here late. Wilson at the buzzer, and he's fouled. I believe that will be 3 shots for Wilson.
You got
a chance to tie it up here at the end of the quarter.
Way to push the floor from Burrell after he didn't like the basket underneath there. Got a half second to go. 14-11. Lindenwold in an exciting first half, but a lot of fouls.
Definitely. As you can hear the crowd getting hype here. But Wilson cans it anyway. Second one coming up here for Wilson. As Brandon Radcliffe checks in here real late for the Eagles. And Wilson hits 2 of 3 to make it a 1-point game here with a half-second left in the first quarter. And that will be the end of the first quarter with Lindenwold leading 14-13 in a back-and-forth quarter. And it seems like they are saying that no one touched on the inbound, and it will be Eagles ball.
That should be a half second. The Eagles will inbound from there, being that nobody touched it out of bounds.
And it looks like that is what they're going to do.
Yep, absolutely right. Lindenwold threw it in there. The ball traveled out of bounds without being untouched. That ball goes right back to the spot, and that'll be white ball looking to get a late bucket to close out the quarter.
Not much you can do with a half second, but we'll see. And he waves it off, no shot. As Lindenwold will lead at the end of the first quarter, 14-13 in a back-and-forth action.
Oh, my goodness. There's a foul called.
Wow, that's
my goodness, 10 fouls in the first quarter. I'd have to agree with the gentleman to my left. We came to watch a basketball game, not a free throw shooting competition. But again, out of our control. A whole lot of fouls in the freshman and JV games as well. Looks like that's the kind of night it's going to be around here.
Yeah, I walked into the JV game, and I think there was about 18 fouls in the first half.
That's
absurd.
It was a little crazy, but again, out of our control, but an exciting first quarter nonetheless. But again, very interesting to see Lindenwold with 6 fouls and the Eagles with 4 fouls just going into the second quarter.
Yeah, and a big problem for Lindenwold will be that Canny has 2 fouls. If he gets another one, I mean, you're going to have to shut him down for probably the rest of the first half.
Right, and I'm sure you've noticed as well, Ian. I've looked over at their bench. I think they've got about 2 or 3 bench players. Not a deep bench, but again, enough to get the job done, and they've done a great job this year. But you put their best player in foul trouble, and you can make it interesting.
I noticed that during the national anthem, very short bench that they have.
But I'll tell you what, between the freshman, JV, and varsity program, it's just great to see that both programs are building depth and building for the future. It's exciting for basketball and exciting for the conference.
Definitely. As Lindenwold has it at the top of the key here. Moving it well. Canny has it. He's looking for somewhere. He kicks it. Canny has it again. Drive here by Canny. He'll pass it out. And a shot from Canny, no good. Air ball, as it'll be Eagles ball.
A deep 3 from Canny there, but again, a very solid defensive possession to start the second quarter for the Eagles.
Definitely keeping Canny in check here. As Radcliffe brings it up the floor.
Looks like they're...
Drives in and shoots, and it's good. As the Eagles now take the lead.
That's a big hit from Radcliffe right there. I just noticed in that defensive possession for the Lions, they were face guarding MJ Iraldi. Number 3, Campbell, was all over him. Looked like they were playing a little box and one, I believe they call it there, Murph.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, I would too. Iraldi's been having a great season.
I'd have to agree with you. I don't disagree. You could tell number 3 for Lindenwold, very active hands. So you put a fiery guy on him and try to frustrate him.
And just as we say that, Iraldi drive for a wide open layup.
That's what they needed. Got to get him going, but that was huge for Radcliffe to hit the jumper and kind of freeze up the floor a little bit.
As Canny has it at the top, kicks it out. Campbell drives, and that'll be Lindenwold ball.
Good active hands from Burrell Wilson there, breaking up the pass, trying to get to Canny down low.
Definitely. You know, all of, I would say, probably 80% of Lindenwold's points right now have been on the transition. It seems like the Eagles are very active when the game slows down.
Absolutely, and I think that's part of what Coach McEwen's message was, get him into that half-court offense. and make them earn those points rather than transition points. Again, when you're playing a team with these kind of athletes and speed, you've got to be able to get the game to slow down a little bit.
As Campbell drives, and a block by MJ Araldi. And that's something, such a well-rounded player on both sides of the court.
That was a monster block from Araldi. Elevated, got it at its highest point.
And Araldi will be fouled. I believe it will be 2 shots.
It looks like he's going to shoot 2 there. Great hustle play from Araldi on the defensive end, and he's going to earn himself 2 shots at the free throw line.
As I said, a very well-rounded player, loves to use those very long arms of his on the defensive side, and a great scorer, great facilitator, great court vision.
I couldn't agree more, Murph. The more I watch him, you just see how complete and balanced he is, and I don't know if people give him enough credit for how well he plays on the defensive end. I was talking to Gavin Shields, and we were talking about he maybe finishes every game with 2 fouls or less. He's just very active with his hands and looking to take the ball from you.
Definitely. As Lindenwold brings the ball up, Campbell with the ball.
That's exactly what we talked about. Look at Araldi just all over it.
Absolutely. So active on the defensive side. As Canny drives.
Good help. Oh.
Little lucky bounce for Lindenwold there. As
I do not know how that ball got through off of Kieran McEwen's face right there.
Yeah. Trey Lampley with the bucket. Pass inside to Ratcliffe. A good pass to White as he misses, but White with the hustle rebound. Ratcliffe for 3.
Got it!
A great offensive possession there from the Eagles.
You gotta love the hustle from Jayon White after he didn't make the layup. That was a great feed down low from Ratcliffe.
As Campbell buries the floater. Araldi bringing up the ball. A nice move. Kick to Ratcliffe into Jayon for the mid-range. No good. Lindenwold with the rebound.
Like the ball movement, though, from the Eagles. That shot will fall for Jayon later. Ooh, Lindenwold goes one more. Canny dishes it off.
Dow for the 3, and it's good. 1-point game here midway through the second.
We knew it was going to be back and forth, getting chippy early. Both teams looking to respond and answer on either end of the floor.
It seems like when one team pulls ahead, the other one comes back as Canny drives, and his layup will be good. As Lindenwold now takes the lead here midway through the second. Ratcliffe on the drive, the step back, Jay, bang.
Oh, you love the fire from Ratcliffe right now. You can tell he's locked in. That's his 3rd or 4th good-looking jump shot that he's hitting this first half.
Definitely feeling it right now as, foul called there as Jayon looked to have had a steal, but it'll be Lindenwold ball. And, you know, I've had experiences with Jayon's defense, and he is one quick player. I mean,
absolutely.
You don't even notice he steals it until 2 seconds after.
Well, he is absolutely relentless. I think that's the right word to describe him. He's nonstop in the action. Really tough kid, loves to play in-your-face defense. Almost too aggressive sometimes, almost got to pull the reins back on him.
Yeah, as a timeout taken by, I believe, Lindenwold.
But if you're the Eagles here in this timeout, you got to be talking about we need to minimize the turnovers. A lot of errant passes going on the offensive end for the Eagles, really shooting themselves in the foot with some of these turnovers, allowing Lindenwold again to get into that transition game that we're trying to avoid.
Definitely. I mean, they're keeping Canny in check right now. I don't know how many he has, but we haven't seen much from him. But the transition buckets got to stop.
And then the Eagles are going to have to start stretching out to that three-point line as some of these other players for Lindenwold have come up big and hit some big shots to keep this game close. Again, you don't want Canny to beat you, but there's some players out there that we need to account for right now.
Yeah, and the half-court defense has really been working for the Eagles. I mean, the only bucket I can remember in the half-court was that lucky bounce off Kieran McEwen's head.
I'd have to agree with you. Everything else has seemed to come in transition, where they're finding the open guy in the corner for 3 or they're getting the easy bucket at the rack.
as Campbell will take it up here.
I like the way Campbell plays the game.
Yeah.
He's in your face. He's all over it.
Canny looks for somewhere to go.
Also liking the Lions uniform. Don't know if I've seen the Lindenwold in this bright yellow.
Yeah.
But I do kind of like the change for them.
And a 3 hit there by Dow as the Lions will take back the lead, 26-24.
I got to believe, Murph, that's his third 3 of the game. I mean, it's at least number 2. We just saw him on the opposite corner.
A good move from Ratcliffe, and 1. Brandon Ratcliffe showing a phenomenal effort out here.
He's not a 1,000-point scorer for no reason.
As Radcliffe will shoot 2 here, and Chris Malloy will check into the game for the first time for Jion White.
We talked about him all Tuesday night. He had a career night against Gateway, had 12 to 14 points and 11 rebounds, calling him the board man, and he really got after it.
As Radcliffe hits both.
He finished up the 3-point play there. 27-26 Eagles. Just over 3 minutes to go in the half.
Canny with the mid-range, no good. Rebound Eagles as Radcliffe pushes it. Pass to Iraldi, yes.
Unselfish basketball, great look, Brandon Ratcliffe to MJ Iraldi. Like we said before, 2 very well-rounded players. Brandon being a 1,000-point scorer and MJ closing in on that mark, and fun to watch those 2 play together.
Yeah, they've been doing it for 3 years now. Very unselfish, both of them, and just very good scores.
That was a big bucket for the Eagles right there to take a 3-point lead.
And I mean, it's just been back and forth all night. As Iraldi makes a move, kicks it to Malloy.
Great
Ratcliffe
pass.
on the drive. Oh, a good block there by Campbell. He's been everywhere tonight.
Yeah, you can tell he's playing for more right now, and you love to see this fire in Ratcliffe's eyes. You know he has it in him every game, but he's certainly attacking tonight and feeling it.
As Ratcliffe misses, Iraldi on the rebound, and they're going to call a jump ball, and it will stay with the Eagles.
Great rebound from MJ there.
Yeah, all over the floor as always.
Amazing to see him elevate and go up and grab that one hand and bring it down strong.
McEwen with it to Iraldi, no good. Rebound Lindenwold.
This is the transition game we talked about. Got to get back.
3 from Canny, it's good. A little bit of a lucky bounce there.
I think that's his second one that has popped up like that and fell in. Good looking shot from Canny. He's certainly lived up to the hype.
Yeah. Don't want to let him get going, but as Ratcliffe airballs a 3, Canny bringing it up, and turnover from Lindenwold as they were trying to push that transition that we've seen all night.
Absolutely. Each team trying to gain an inch right now. One team hits a 3, the other team trying to respond down the other end. You can tell that every single possession matters right now to these teams.
Definitely. I mean, it doesn't seem like we'll get a lead over 6 tonight, as I believe that is the highest lead right now.
I think you're right. We're going to just see back and forth, and I think both teams right now just have to keep telling themselves, don't let either team get on a run. Don't let a lead get bigger than 10, because it's going to be tough to fight back against the pressure of these 2 teams.
As Cramner hits from the corner on the pass from Iraldi. He's been doing that all year, hitting 3s from the corner.
Absolutely.
Great to see. As Wilson gets the steal, pushing it up for the Eagles, he'll bring it out.
Awesome quick hands from Burrell Wilson right there.
A 3 from Iraldi, no good.
Canny with the rebound, elevating. That's a
Goes
walk.
up, no good.
Ratcliffe with the rebound,
Ratcliffe
pushing.
with a strong rebound. Iraldi, yeah! Eagles coaches and fans not liking that call, as, I mean, it didn't seem like he was set, but
He turned his whole body. Again, I'm not going to critique the officials. The block and the charge is a tough call, but his feet were moving. He rotates into him, That should have been a three-point play for the Eagles there. But short-term memory back on defense for the Eagles. Here we go. A minute to go in the half. 32-29 Eagles.
As Campbell brings the ball up.
That looked like it should have been a 5 count there. We weren't even really getting a count.
As Canny drives, no good. Rebound, Wilson pushes it up to Iraldi. It goes. And the Eagles take a 5-point lead here with 35 seconds left in the second quarter.
Love that MJ was looking to stretch the floor there, get the bucket, trusting his teammates right there. Great job finding him and getting that 2-point bucket. 34-29 Eagles.
Absolutely. Eagles looking for the biggest lead of the night as Campbell drives. The kick to Canny. No good.
In and out.
Iraldi pushes it up to Baji and blocked. The Eagles will get the ball under.
And Baji looking for a call right there. Just been a frustrating first half for both teams trying to figure out how this game's going to be called.
Yeah, and I would think with 9 seconds here, the Eagles are looking for a last shot opportunity.
Absolutely. You'd love to go into half with this being a 7-point lead.
As Radcliffe drives, no good. Lindenwold with the rebound. No time left.
He got it up.
Oh! A very close shot there from Ibrahim Dow. As the Eagles will go into halftime with the lead 34-20.
Let's give it up for the WDHS dance team.
Earning every single possession, some quality basketball, and I know both teams now, they've got a feel for the game. We're going to see an exciting second half, but before we take our halftime break, we'd like to kick this over. You guys are going to check out our West Deptford High School dance team performing from our winter pep rally, coached by Miss Ford. They have put in a ton of...
Let's give it up for the WDHS dance team.
The dance team is back?
The dance team is back?
The dance team is back?
Wait, did you say the dance team is back?
Yeah, we're back.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And after an exciting first half where the Eagles have a 5-point lead, excited to start this second half of action. Definitely gonna come down to the wire. And before we start up this second half, I want to give a special shout out to our regular host, Gavin Shields, who is a little under the weather tonight and couldn't be here. And I'm happy to fill in for a great host as Lindenwold will start with the ball.
Mr. Murphy, I'm sorry I missed you there. Who'd you give a special shout out to?
Gavin Shields, as he is our regular host here on the show. A little under the weather tonight, but want him to know we're thinking about him.
Absolutely. Hope he feels better. But I'll tell you what, Gavin Shields, if you are listening, Ian Murphy filling in, and sometimes when opportunity comes knocking, I'm just kidding, Gavin. We'll see you back. You guys will be taking my spot on the show here. But great job filling in. Ian doing an awesome job, and Gavin has continued to improve. Fun to listen to you both, and happy to be sitting next to either of you doing these games.
Thank you, Joe, and you doing a great job as always.
Hey, whatever we can do to enhance the experience, just like we talked about, Mr. Kirshner just putting on an unbelievable display.
And an offensive foul called on Lindenwold as the Eagles will take over here.
And it looks like we're going to go back to the fouls again and not let the teams play.
Definitely not.
But
early foul here in the second half.
we're going to keep calling the game no matter what.
A great pass to Iraldi inside and a hard bucket as they ring Iraldi up for a technical foul. I don't see it. I don't see why that was called. Maybe it's something he said, but Lindenwold will shoot two and get the ball back here. And I mean, besides the technical foul, which, you know, we don't know what for, I mean, you got to appreciate that hard bucket by Iraldi. I mean,
absolutely.
He might look like a skinny human being, but he plays like a grown man.
He attacked that 100%. And it looked like there was some contact, but we'll just move on. He's going to have to play smart the rest of the way now with his third foul of the game.
As Canny makes one of two, and Lindenwold will keep the ball here.
That's the big thing with a technical, not only giving him the two shots, but giving him the ball after that possession. Iraldi will cool off a little bit, but he'll settle back in and check back in shortly.
As Canny will get the ball up top. The kick to Dow, his three. Another one for Dow. I believe that is his fourth of the night.
I think you're right, absolutely. They've all come from the corner, very similar to where Cranmer has hit for the Eagles.
As Wilson has it up top. Moves it to Baji. Baji dry, and they will call a travel on Baji. Maybe a little shuffle of the feet. I didn't see it, but
just a little antsy. He's got to continue to settle in. He's working himself back, playing a little more than he has.
As Campbell will take the ball up for the Lions. And good hands from Radcliffe. A little scuffle, and they are going to tee up. I don't know who. I think he pointed at both of them, so that'll be both.
It is going to be a double technical, it looks like, for number 5, Dow, and number
21, Brandon
Ratcliffe.
Little tech happy in this in the beginning of this first half.
I mean, 3 technical fouls a minute 12 into the quarter is not what either team is looking for. This is a competitive basketball game.
I mean, I always appreciate a little chippy basketball game, but
I think it's the nature of the game. I know you want to keep things in check, but that's got to be something you maybe want to warn each team and just keep an eye on it, let them know they see it. But you know, nothing wrong with some good physical basketball.
As Baji for 3, no good. Rebound, Jayon White, no good. But I mean, Jayon White, smallest player on the court, getting an offensive rebound. Good hustle. As The Lions take it in transition, and Baji will be called for a foul, and that'll be 2 shots for Eric Campbell.
And as you just saw right there, Murph, there's not ill will here. This is just competition. You know, Baji knocks him down, picks him up. That's not the first time that either team has helped an opponent up, and that's where I think a warning right there would have been more appropriate than the double technical.
As Campbell misses the first free throw. And, yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't think there's much bad blood between these teams, but, you know, I guess some stuff was said and the ref did not like it.
And you're absolutely right. It's not you and I calling the game, and you know how parents, coaches, and players can be attacking the officials. I actually just read a article on NJ.com the other day about how there's actually a shortage of officials, and I can understand it these days where everyone is getting on you and heckling you.
As Canny gets the rebound and drives, and a a foul on the floor will be called on the Eagles. As Joe, we're 3 minutes in, and that is 6 fouls already in this second half. And I mean,
3 technicals, 6 fouls. I just don't know how we're even going to play the fourth quarter at this point.
yeah, we're going to be here all night, it seems.
But again, we'll just keep commentating basketball and enjoy that these two teams are going at each other hard.
As a hard bucket there by Tazir Canny.
Strong take from Canny right there. Kept the ball in the outside hand, made it impossible to block. Strong finish for the junior.
As he ties it up. And Ratcliffe comes right back at him with a hard layup.
And here comes Lindenwold right down the floor again. I'm hoping that this is what the game kind of turns into. A little back and forth.
And another foul called on the floor. And that's 5 fouls already for West Effort. We're not even halfway through the third quarter.
I'm almost speechless, and I'm never speechless, as I could talk for 24 hours straight. But I'm going to bite my tongue and continue to call basketball. Lindenwold inbounds at Canny. He pulls up from deep range.
And bang, he hits it.
This is what you don't want. You do not want him heating up right now. That's 5 points quick for him.
As Radcliffe brings up the ball, gives it to Cranmer. A drive from Radcliffe, no good. His own rebound, and they're going to call that on the floor as the Eagles will inbound under the basket here. Well, early in the third quarter, Lindenwold has a 1-point lead, 39-38. There's been more fouls than points in this half, it seems. As Baji misses, good rebound, good hard rebound from Kieran McEwen.
That's doing a job right there from McEwen. Well done by number 5 down low to finish. But I think you know it just as well as I do, Murph. It looks like this fourth quarter is going to come down to free throws and who can make them, because both teams will be in the bonus by that point.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know if it is true, but like I said, we might have more fouls than points right now. That's another foul on the Eagles.
That's the Eagles' 6th team foul in 2 minutes and 57 seconds of basketball. This is not a freshman level game. This is a varsity basketball game.
Yeah, and we're getting about 2 fouls a minute right now.
That's quality math out of you right there.
Not my strongest subject, but I use it when I can.
I think that would have been 3 fouls a minute. 3 by 3 is 9, but I'll give you the credit there, Murph.
As I said, not my strongest subject.
Lindenwold basketball.
Campbell, the kick to Canny, a deep 3, and bang! It goes, and he is definitely heating up, as that is his second 3 of this second half.
Yes,
and I
he
believe
is.
he's already got, I believe he has 9 points now. Actually, I believe it is 8 points, as a foul is called on. Seems that is called on Kieran McEwen.
His second, team's 7th foul.
Yeah, and that'll put Lindenwold in the bonus here. Canny for a 1-and-1.
At this rate, I may have to grab a uniform for the Eagles and hit the floor and not announce and actually play basketball, because we're going to run out of players.
Yeah. Canny hits the first one. Second one coming, and it's good. He hits both. As that is now, I believe, 10 points for Canny, and we're only halfway through the third quarter. 10 points in the second half.
Yep. 10 points in this quarter, 10 points in the second half, and we're going to have to neutralize that if we want to stay in this game. 4-point lead for the Lions, maybe their biggest of the game.
Cranmer for three, no good. Rebound, McEwen. Into Iraldi for the drive, and it goes.
Oh, with the finger roll.
Nice little finish as the Eagles cut it to a 2-point lead.
Great response from the Eagles when you needed a bucket. Now they got to be smart about fouling.
It's Campbell on the drive. That looked like.
I don't know.
And the drive.
That's a walk.
That is a walk, but they won't call it a deep three from Canny. No good. That would have been dangerous if he hit that one. Would have been.
Eagle basketball. John White checking in for Kieran McEwen.
That would have been his third in a row, and that was from the logo almost.
We'll have to check the stats, but I bet Lindenwold is closing in on somewhere between 8 and 10 threes in the game right now, Murph. Would you agree?
I would definitely agree, as that seems to be most of their points, as Radcliffe will go hard to the bucket, and and will get fouled. His shot just doesn't go, as he'll get 2 from the line here.
You're talking about 24 to 30 points coming from the three-point line. The Eagles are going to have to find an answer for that, but hopefully they cool off.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been talking about that transition game, and it seems now that the Eagles have kind of slowed up. The Lions are relying on their shooting to bring them back in this game as Radcliffe cans the first free throw. And that will be Lions ball. A lot of Lions on that tip, but they say it'll be touched by Burrell Wilson as Radcliffe makes 1 of 2. As Campbell brings up the ball now, passes it to Canny. Canny on the drive, puts it up. No good, but a foul called, another foul called on the Eagles, as Canny will go to the line for 2. And that's 8 in the quarter. 12 for both.
I hate to keep even bringing it up, but it's tough not to talk about the fouls in the game right now.
Absolutely, I mean,
it takes away from a competitive basketball game. Two teams looking to get after it and just being hampered by fouls.
As Canny makes both. And the Eagles will bring it up the floor.
46-43 Lions, 3 minutes to go in the third.
And tipped pass to McEwen, a drive from Iraldi, it's good.
Strong take from MJ Iraldi, using that big frame to get to the basket, up and in.
Another big boy bucket from Iraldi as Canny drives.
Good defense from Burrell Wilson. Only has 1 foul in the game, playing very, very active against Canny.
As Campbell drives, will put it up, no good. Rebound Radcliffe, and the Eagles are pushing it up. The layup, and he will be fouled. Iraldi will go for the line, will go to the line for 2 shots as a great pass from Radcliffe.
Quality ball movement from the Eagles to find the open man down low right there. That's exactly what they're going to need.
Yeah, if they want to win this game, they got to get buckets any way they can, because the Lions seem to be, well, getting the calls and making shots this second half.
And this is just going to come down to who can play the most active defense, stay away from the fouls. This will be an exciting fourth quarter for sure.
As the Eagles now take the lead as Iraldi cans both of them. Canny will take it up the floor. A shot deep from Canny, and it is good. Man, what a Such a great stroke from the young junior. Wilson with it in the corner. He'll drive. And they'll give it to Lindenwold. Looks like it was tipped, but I think Wilson did have the last touch.
Yeah, Burrell looks like it was tipped as well. Lost his footing underneath the basket, but either way, going to be Lion basketball. Lindenwold up 2, 49-47.
Yeah, late here in the third quarter, shaping up to be a very travel called on Canny.
I like the way he keeps his composure even when he struggled earlier in the game.
And as I was saying, 2-point game shaping up to be a very good fourth quarter. Definitely a game that looks like it's come down to the wire.
You know, we're here to broadcast the game. Obviously, we root for the Eagles, but some very, very good skill players here for the Lindenwold, and Mr. Canny has certainly lived up to the hype.
Absolutely. As Iraldi gets another strong bucket from Iraldi, as Lindenwold will push it up the floor.
Using his wingspan to get that ball up on top of the glass and in.
A long wingspan it is.
It's amazing how he can go left or right to finish. Here's Canny again with some fancy dribbling.
Wow. Dow with another three, and I mean, he's been nonstop tonight from beyond the arc.
I mean, Lindenwold has just absolutely...
A great move from Ratcliffe, and he will get blocked, and they'll give it to Lindenwold.
I mean, Lindenwold has just shot the lights out from three-point range. That is what has kept them in this game, and in fact, given them a three-point lead. It is just unbelievable to watch them knock down three after three.
Absolutely. I mean, they can't seem to miss right now. Canny takes it up. Will kick out.
Looks like number 35, first time in the game. Looks like maybe wearing a different jersey. We'll get his name later on. We apologize there.
As Ratcliffe drives, and he'll be fouled on the floor. And that'll be 6, so he won't go to the line yet, but the Eagles will inbound under the basket.
And as frustrating as it is, if you're the Eagles right now, you have to put Lindenwold into the bonus as well. And, you know, unfortunately, this will come down to a free throw shooting competition, but sometimes that's the way the game plays out.
Pass to Baji, no good. Rebound, Iraldi. Oh,
there
man.
it is.
How about him? MJ Iraldi been everywhere tonight. And, I mean, like I said earlier, he may look skinny, but he plays like a big man.
Yes.
And he's got some guard skills as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
As he cans the first one. Been excited about Iraldi's play all night. Excited to see what he can do on the baseball field this spring as well.
I heard he's making a comeback, which is exciting and exactly where he should be, helping that Eagle baseball team try to repeat as South Jersey Group 2 champions. I know you're excited for that run, Murph.
Absolutely. Got a good team this year as Lindenwold brings up the ball.
I am still just blown away seeing 2 Lindenwold players sitting on their bench. They have literally operated with just a 7-man rotation. It's very impressive to watch, and sometimes that's what it takes, but you can tell the conditioning of these Lions is top-notch right now.
Yeah, as Canny airballs a mid-range, and the Eagles will take it up. And, yeah, I mean, you can say what you want about it, but they are winning this game right now, only by a 1-point lead.
Absolutely, and however it plays out, you know, for both teams, Lindenwold and West Deptford, they cannot control the officiating, and both teams have just continued to play.
And a turnover by the Eagles, as it'll be Lindenwold ball now with 4 seconds left in the third quarter. Lindenwold 52, your West Deptford Eagles 51.
Some substitutions just to protect some players in foul trouble right now. Smart move by McEwen.
Yeah, definitely like that call, checking in players like Chris Malloy.
Yeah, last thing you need is MJ picking up his 4th with 4 seconds.
And they will call a 5 seconds on the Lions. And, yeah, now as you see.
And exactly what we talked about. Here comes your scorers back in the game.
Yeah, the Eagles looking to take the lead here with 4 seconds left in the third quarter.
I think we're going to see a ton of substitutions in the fourth quarter. offense for defense and defense for offense. It just makes sense at this point with where we're at foul trouble-wise.
Absolutely, shaping up to be an awesome fourth quarter as Canny gets the steal, and that'll run out the clock at the end of the third quarter here. Lindenwold Lions 52, your West Effort Eagles 51, and gonna be a great fourth quarter. Definitely looks like it's gonna come down to the wire.
Some quality basketball action right now. And you gotta have MJ or Brandon grab Anto right now and just settle him back down. You can tell he's a little frustrated, making some mistakes he doesn't normally make. But you know, this group has come together and they'll work through that right now. And you know, 18 fouls apiece. This is going to be about defense and free throw shooting down the stretch here. A 1-point game, and I think you're right. The biggest lead so far has still been 6 points in this basketball game.
Definitely, I mean, been a close game all game, and this fourth quarter I expect no different. And yeah, the Eagles just got to come out this quarter and play their game. I mean, obviously the turnovers have got to stop because that's probably the reason they are down on the scoreboard right now.
Absolutely. Every possession in this last 8-minute quarter is going to matter. And you got to believe for the Eagles, everything's got to run through number 21 and number 2. Ratcliffe and Iraldi.
Absolutely. As they've not only been scoring the basket, but giving great looks, facilitating the ball all over the floor. And I expect a big quarter from number 2, MJ Iraldi.
Absolutely. Eagles going to inbound the ball right in front of us here. That's Iraldi to Ratcliffe, and here we go. 1-point basketball game, fourth quarter coming up.
Stay with us. And
exactly
as
what
we
we
just
talked
said,
about.
another turnover by the Eagles. And off the leg, and they will give it to West Deptford.
Big stop right there for the Eagles after the turnover.
Definitely
now you got to
big.
come down and get a bucket.
Needed the ball back, and as you said, they need a basket right here to take the lead. As Iraldi takes it up on the top of the key, kicks it to McEwen, who passes it to Wilson. Inside to Iraldi. Let him work. Iraldi, no good. Lindenwold with the rebound.
And they'll
Pushing
look
it
to
now.
push. Canny with the basketball.
And a 3, good move, no good. Eagles with the rebound. And Ratcliffe will push it up the floor. Ratcliffe on the drive, kick out to Baji. No good, but Iraldi with the strong rebound, goes up and he's fouled. Another great play from MJ Iraldi, as I've said his name so many times tonight because he is everywhere.
Strong take from Iraldi. And I just saw exactly what I wanted. That was Brandon Ratcliffe just giving Anto a pat on the back there, just letting him know, keep shooting it, man. That's a good look. They're going to fall for him. He's just got to stay positive right now. Things just are not going his way, but he continues to battle down low for us.
As Iraldi cans the first one, next one will give the Eagles the lead here early in the fourth quarter. And
I think that was number 1, Trey Lampley, checking back in for the Lions.
yeah, definitely moving these subs around, even though they don't have many of them.
Yeah, they do a great job with their rotation, and you can tell these kids just come out and they play as hard as they can until coach tells them to do something else.
Absolutely.
I had heard a lot about this Lindenwold squad. Very, very fun to watch. They've been in a lot of tough contests this year.
Yeah, and we don't have the stats, but it definitely be something to see what the lead changes are, as that is another one, as Lindenwold will take back the lead 54-53 here with 6 minutes and 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Oh, I think at a minimum we've seen at least 10 lead changes.
And that's another turnover for the Eagles, and can't have those at this point in the game.
You know, you're talking about an Eagle team that's come in winners of their last 7. Lindenwold winners of their last, I think they've taken 3 out of their last 5. The only games they've dropped were to a state-ranked Timber Creek and a very good Hillside team. But they've been taking care of a lot of competition in South Jersey.
As a turnover from Lindenwold will be big for the Eagles. Ratcliffe pushing and a strong drive, and they will call it on Lindenwold. And both players going hard to the floor there. Ratcliffe getting up a little shaky, as my partner Joe Panchella will go to check on him. As Radcliffe looks to give the Eagles the lead here. The first one drops. Shooter's bounce there for Radcliffe. And Radcliffe makes the seventh, the second, shaking off that hard hit to the floor. As Canny takes the ball up here for the Lions. And good hands there from MJ Iraldi as it'll be tipped and will be given back to the Lions. As the Lions will inbound here at midcourt. And John White will check in for Brandon Radcliffe. As my partner Joe will go and check up on him. Big shout out to Joe, one of the best trainers in New Jersey. As Baji will, and block, but they will call a foul on Lindenwold. And Baji will go to the line for two, looking to extend this Eagle lead. Lindenwold fans not happy about that call, but Baji will go to the line for two here, as that is now 18 fouls in the second half. And like my partner Joe said, looks like this fourth quarter will come down to free throws as Baji misses the first one. Radcliffe checks back into the game after being checked on. And Baji cans the second. Will extend this Eagles lead to two. 56-54 here as we get a timeout from West Deptford. 56-54, your Eagles in the lead with 5:42 here left in the fourth quarter in an exciting Colonial Conference basketball game. Timeout over, as it'll be Lindenwold basketball here in a close game, as my partner Joe Panchella joins us back here in the booth. Lindenwold will inbound as Tazir Canny brings it up the floor. Moving the ball. Canny for three. It goes. And a big three there from the junior as it'll give Lindenwold the lead 57-56 as a foul will be called on, I believe, Lindenwold, as Burrell Wilson is shaken up, and my partner Joe goes to check on him. As I was saying earlier, Joe Panchella, one of the best athletic trainers in New Jersey, really is so good at interacting with the kids and so good at being a trainer, and just a fun guy to have in the building. As Baji puts up a three, and it goes, a big three from Baji. As the Eagles take the lead here, 59-57, midway through the fourth quarter. and Dow for three. No good. Rebound, Lindenwold. And that looked like a walk, but there will be no call as Campbell puts up a three. No good. And rebound, Baji, a hard rebound as Araldi takes it up the floor. Brandon Radcliffe out with it at the top of the key. A drive from Radcliffe, and it goes. A good drive there from Brandon Radcliffe. As the lead will extend now to 61-57 here midway through the fourth quarter. A kick to Dow, no good. Rebound, Eagles, Araldi gets it. Driving up the floor. Drive from Araldi, gets his own rebound, no foul called. And it'll be a jump ball, and I believe it'll be Lindenwold basketball after that jump ball. Lindenwold will take over here with 4:11 left in the fourth. 61-57 Eagles. As Lindenwold uses a full timeout. Exciting 4 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. And been a back and forth game all game as the Eagles have a 4-point lead, looking for big play from MJ Araldi and Brandon Radcliffe here in the late 4 minutes. And I definitely think we'll be seeing some Tazir Canny three-pointers here late in the fourth. And Lindenwold will inbound the ball here as my partner Joe Panchella returns once again.
Ooh, back and forth basketball.
Absolutely.
I apologize, stepping away, working multiple roles here, but that's what we're all about here at West Effort High School, wearing many hats.
Definitely.
Wow. As Candy connects again for two. 61-59 Eagles.
Joe Panchella, one of the best at his job here in the state of New Jersey. As Araldi will have it at the top of the key. Drives and kicks to Radcliffe for three, no good. Rebound, Wilson, no good. And Lindenwold will get the rebound, and they will call a foul on West Deptford. They'll call it on Baji. And that will be a
Team
that will
nine.
be two shots. Oh no, that will be a 1-and-1 for Lindenwold.
Still a 1-and-1. Lindenwold in the double bonus. Eagles still in the bonus here. One more foul, shoot two. Man, I know he was from behind there, but could have sworn he had his hand just on the basketball. Looked like it might have been a jump ball, but love the way the Eagles are still attacking the glass.
Yeah, and I mean, our fouls scoreboard only goes up to 10, so it's more than that, but 19 fouls as we can see here in the second half.
Will we have another 13-15 in the first half?
Yeah, it's been a foul-filled night. As Canny cans both, and it is a tie game here with 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter as Radcliffe takes the ball up for the Eagles. Araldi looking for some offense. And the pass inside to Araldi, and a good look.
My!
And it goes for Araldi, and the Eagles will take a 2-point lead here with 3 minutes left.
Big time pass from Radcliffe to Araldi. Great look from number 21, Brandon Radcliffe.
As Canny pulls up from about half court and misses Rebound, Radcliffe. He'll drive. No good. Rebound, Lindenwold.
Oh, good pressure defense from the Eagles right there, looking to cause a turnover or get the 10-second count. It's got to be close.
But Lindenwold does get it over.
They'll find Kenny as he looks
As
to drive.
Kenny, no good.
Finger roll doesn't go. That's up and down.
See, I don't know how you don't call that. You know, we're not here to criticize, but
No, we're not. Strong defense from Anto Baggi right there. Looked like he got him with the up and down, but for whatever reason, not called. And then he gets hit with the foul, and Lindenwold will shoot two.
as Big Eddie Njene, sorry if I am saying that wrong, will go to the line.
That's right. Not our intention to mispronounce names here, just giving the folks some quality basketball broadcasting.
As he makes one of two, and it is a 1-point lead for the Eagles here with 2:25 left in the fourth quarter.
This is going to be an exciting 2 minutes of basketball.
Very exciting finish, and they will call a carry on Radcliffe, and, you know, I saw it, but with what they've been calling tonight, surprised that was
Yeah, it looked
called.
like he was just trying to get up the floor there, pushing the basketball. But hey, we'll take it. 2:20 to go in the game. Eagles by one.
Yeah, gotta stay calm here. Gotta play their game. Finish this one out. As Canny will get it and drive. He is stuck. Pass out to Campbell. He'll go up. No good. And they'll call a block on Carter Cramner. Which, man, it's been a rough night for the Eagles and these calls, as it looked like Cramner was set there, but they won't give it to him, as Campbell will go to the line for two.
The only reason I don't like the call there is the ball was already up and released out of his hand. His momentum's carrying him forward into a stationary Cranmer. I think you just have to go no call there and let that play out.
Absolutely. I think you leave that one alone. As Campbell misses the first one, and that's big, because now all he can do with this second one is tie the game.
And as they say, ball don't lie.
And no, it does not.
He hits the
Kansas
second.
And with 2 minutes left here, folks, we have a tie game, 63-63, and a timeout from the Eagles, which it looks like Coach McEwen did not want, but Burrell Wilson called. And it'll be a 30-second timeout for the Eagles.
Little miscommunication from the Eagles there, but no problem. They'll get to talk things over as they get the ball back in a huge possession. So, you know, hate or love the timeout, you can talk things over. 2 minutes to go in a tie ball game, and you definitely need a bucket right here.
Definitely a huge possession. Would give the Eagles a lot of momentum going into the end of this game with a bucket here. And as you see there, pretty packed house here for this Colonial Conference matchup. Jim is definitely buzzing.
I agree. Decent showing. Would like to see a little bit more, but
Yeah,
you know, sports may not be as important these days, Murph, but we're going to do our best to keep them important.
absolutely. As
Radcliffe.
Radcliffe drives, and he'll be fouled, and he'll go to the line for two. Two huge free throws coming up here for Radcliffe.
Great job attacking by Radcliffe right there. Hesitation, looking for contact. He'll get to the line. Oh, and that's big. As number 21 for the Lions has fouled out of the game. The big man is out.
Huge for the Eagles, as now driving into the lane will definitely be not as dangerous as it was.
Absolutely not. You're talking about eliminating a 6'7", 6'8" big man. Great job by Brandon, understanding he was in foul trouble and going right at him.
As he cans the first one, and that'll be big for the Eagles, as that gives them a 1-point lead here with 1:50 left in the fourth quarter.
Radcliffe has played an unbelievable game tonight, been all over the floor, points, assists, playing tough on defense, and he connects again.
Cans the second one, and we know Radcliffe as an athlete.
The kid can do it all. 2 years on the varsity soccer field. Says, hey, I'll take my talents over to the football team for my junior and senior year.
And now I believe we'll be playing Division I football, as he has looked for a couple schools.
Wow, letting them play down low all of a sudden, and then we're gonna get that foul.
And one, and you gotta put bodies on Lindenwold players and get a rebound, as I believe they just had 3 right there. And he'll go to the line for one more. Chance to take the lead for Lindenwold here with 1:30 left. And man, lead changes have got to be at 15 right now. I mean,
absolutely.
It's just been such a back and forth game.
Tell you what, great.
As he misses the second one, and it'll stay a tie game as the Eagles bring it up the floor.
Just gotta love the way both teams continue to respond in a tight game. This is exactly the type of atmosphere both teams were looking for as they make a push toward the playoffs.
As Brandon gets his own rebound, and he will be fouled and will go to the line for 2 more big free throws for the senior.
Strong take from Brandon Radcliffe as he's looking to finish this game out strong.
And with 1:13 left here in this fourth quarter, a tie game at 65-65. No bigger free throws than right now. And he misses the first one. Tough miss there from Radcliffe. He's got to forget about that and can this one right here.
Absolutely, but if he misses, big rebound coming up and an opportunity to take a 2-point lead.
Oh, and it barely doesn't go. Didn't get the roll there, and Lindenwold will have a chance to take a 2-point lead. And even a 3-point lead as they kick it out.
Got to continue to play tough defense here. This
Campbell
is a
on the
huge
drive.
possession.
No good. Rebound, Araldi, a strong rebound. As he dribbles through about 3 defenders.
And that'll be timeout, Eagles. Great job by Iraldi hanging on to the ball right there.
And I mean, I don't want to say there was any luck involved, but that was a great play by Araldi as the Eagles call a timeout, and we'll talk over what they're going to do in this last 44 seconds of the game. And I mean,
you got to believe here, Murph, they're going to hold for last shot if they can, right?
Definitely. I mean, it's going to be hard with 44 seconds and an athletic Lindenwold team, but you know, you don't want to let Tazir Canny have the ball in his hands this late in the game.
I'll tell you what, I didn't mind the last possession from the Lions there. Obviously, the Eagles thinking the ball was going to go to Canny, and Campbell got himself free and got a good look, just didn't fall. And then Iraldi works his magic on the defensive glass and somehow comes away with that basketball with 3 Lion defenders on him.
Absolutely. A huge play from Iraldi, and he's been making them all night. Looking to make another big one here with 44 seconds left. And I mean, here we go, Joe. I mean, we'll probably have another stoppage, but
yeah.
Just let's do it.
That sounds like the second horn, and we're underway. I don't know why we're waiting. Here we go.
Let's get them. Let's get them going as they give it to Cramner.
And it does look like the Eagles are going to try to hold.
As Iraldi looks to work on Canny.
Not getting a count yet. 30 seconds to go in the game.
Iraldi.
It does look like the Eagles are going to try to hold on.
And
for
a
one.
good, and now a 5-on-4, but they won't take it as Iraldi takes it out. 17 seconds left here for the Eagles to do something. And I believe they're going to call it, and they're going to foul
him.
A tie game. They are going to foul and put Iraldi on the line for 2.
I'm a little confused about what was going on right there.
I don't know if that was supposed to happen, but that'll be number 4. Oh, yeah. Number 5, Ibrahim Dow's 4th foul as Iraldi misses the first free throw. And they've been doing good from the line all game, but you got to make them when it counts, and they missed their last 3 right now, the Eagles have. And Iraldi cans a second one. It's a 1-point lead. And here we go, Joe. 12 seconds left. The
Kenny
Lions
with
have a ball,
That'll be-
and they will call a timeout here with 9 seconds left in a 1-point matchup with your WD Eagles leading 66-65.
Well, Lindenwold will be inbounding the ball just in front of our table here. We'll have 9.2 seconds to go in the game. Eagles holding a 1-point lead. I'll tell you what, we knew it would come down to free throw shooting. The Eagles missing a couple big ones right there.
Definitely, and that's why the Lions have a chance here.
It has been an intense basketball game all around. Eagles talking about how they want to defend this. You certainly don't want to foul and put somebody to the line.
Yeah,
And
and
you gotta-
definitely not, a shooter like Canny.
You got to believe this is going to go through number 24, number 5, or number 3 for the Lions.
Absolutely.
Canny, Dow, and Campbell have manufactured majority of the points for these Lions, and those 3 young men have done a great job attacking and shooting.
Yeah, absolutely got to worry about Tazir Canny, but Ibrahim Dow has been lethal from beyond the arc all night. So you got to watch out for him, and obviously Eric Campbell's been everywhere.
And if you're Lindenwold, you got to believe, hey, we don't need the three-pointer. We don't need the jump shot. We're looking to get to the rim, see if they can't draw some contact and get to the free throw line.
Definitely. And as the Lions will inbound, and it'll get to Canny here as they
Swarm.
trap. Ibrahim will put it up, and it was tipped. Rebound Lions.
Oh, blocked by Anto.
Baji with the nice block here with 2.7 seconds left in a 1-point game, and it will come down to this as I believe
The
the
Lions-
Lions will take a 30-second timeout, and I keep saying it, but here we go, Joe.
Hey, I haven't been part of many basketball games this exciting. This has been awesome right now in the Eagles' nest.
Absolutely, the crowd buzzing, fans on their feet over there for the Eagles. And as I said, it will come down to this do or die moment for both teams. And as you heard that, both teams have 1 timeout remaining. So if the possibility that Lindenwold gets a quick bucket, the Eagles will have a timeout to use. A very quick bucket, as there's only 2.7 seconds
Great call
left.
there, Murph. It's getting chippy all over the gym right now. We just need this thing to end, I think. But we may be going to overtime. You never know what could happen here.
Yeah, you
If
don't.
there's a foul and they hit one, but you know they're going to look to get to the basket quick here. Got to stay all over every Lindenwold player right
And
now.
here we go as Lindenwold looks to inbound, and they will use their last timeout as they could not get it in. Great defense there from the Eagles.
Awesome job defending the inbound play by the Eagles right there.
And that's huge because now Lindenwold does not have one to use. So if they can't get it in here, they're done.
And I think if you're Coach McEwen right here, you're just saying, hey, same exact type of pressure. Keep it tight underneath the basket. Don't give them room. If they want to make the long pass, go ahead. It's just going to waste time.
Absolutely, and I mean, you don't want to foul, but you have to be in their face. And if you have to make them earn it, they got to earn it because you can't let up an easy shot right now.
But both teams, this is the exact type of atmosphere you want to be playing coming into February, because this is exactly what the playoffs are going to feel like.
Absolutely, it's Lindenwold inbounds, and it'll be off Lindenwold and will be Eagles ball.
No. Is he saying that is Lindenwold ball? That's going to be Eagle basketball.
Eagle basketball with 0.1 seconds, and it looks like this game will just be about wrapped up, but I mean, with how it's been going, you never know.
Carter's got to throw this into the front court here. You do not want to move the ball backwards. You want to throw
Absolutely.
the ball into the front court here
Yeah.
and keep it away from the Lion. There
And
it is.
that'll be the game as your West Effort Eagles take home the W, 66-65, in a hard-fought back-and-forth game. Wow, what a game that was, Joe.
Awesome basketball game in the nest here. Great job, Ian Murphy. And as always, as I've done in the past on the broadcast, we'd like to give a huge shout out to Brooklyn Castellano, Vinny Scirrotto, Big Shawnee, Bria filling in for us tonight, and Mr. Kirshner, as always, the man behind the scenes who can do it all, putting on another unbelievable display for our fans at home. Great win, great job by both teams. And Merce, send us out of here.
Absolutely, Joe. And one more shout out to yourself. Another great job by you tonight as the Eagles take home the W, and they will move to 11-4, looking to push up in the power rankings.
Absolutely, and I believe we'll be back tomorrow night for Eagle Wrestling versus Sterling. It's senior night, so make sure you check into WDTV 08 tomorrow night, 6 o'clock tilt. That's all for Ian Murphy and myself. We'll catch you next time.